Hello everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take another look here at Aave, see what's going on, of course, help you understand best practice and big picture. And if you're new to the channel, not a financial advisor, I love teaching people how to trade. I really hope you can learn something here today. And my goal and my passion is to help you become a better trader. So if you'd like to become one, CryptoCache.tech is a site. I have an academy, community, and signal group, all things that'll help you become a better trader, period. Okay. Check that out in your own time. Of course, I do have discounts for military and third world countries, so feel free to message me direct. And once again, I don't use WhatsApp, so contact information for me is down below. Only use that. Unfortunately, there's a lot of scammers, so just be careful and cautious. That being said here, with Aave, big picture, it's looking good in the recent past. The last few days have been looking pretty decent. Today's up pretty well. But we got to understand, of course, it got pretty hit hard when Bitcoin sold off. And it's kind of following a very similar suit, if you will. Okay. Ever since November, we can see the price action trending its way down. And actually, you kind of got to go a little further out here. This is November here. It's been down ever since. But keep in mind, it's actually doing rather well where it has these momentous trends that happen, I wouldn't say out of nowhere, but they're definitely ones that occur that are much stronger than Bitcoin. So even though it's synonymous with Bitcoin's overall digression, it's still having some really, really good days. Okay, and not a lot of coins can say that, so it's really awesome in that sense, and we could very well see a continuation of the upside here soon. What we want to look at, of course, though, is just the amount of volume that happens when those occur. First time wasn't a tremendous amount of volume. It's mostly just the fact that we had that knee-jerk reaction in December when the price action came down. A lot of prices came up after that. The next one was back in March, and of course, late March was pretty much the highest point for Bitcoin, 48,000, and we can see the price has digressed ever since. But it did hold strong for about 4 or 5 trading days, even as Bitcoin was digressing. So that being said, we have a nice green weekend for Bitcoin. Aave is doing something similar. Okay, so it's obviously doing well. Sorry, terrible joke. Taking a look here at the simple moving averages. Let's go ahead and just double check here. We're above the 20 now, or testing the 20. A close above that would be fantastic today. That puts us right above this key level Fibonacci of 102. So we're looking for a close of 102 or higher today. We also want to take a look at the most recent lows and kind of draw a line out there, coincidentally. Perfect Fibonacci retracement level of 113. So that will be a key level resistance because it was previously a support level. And now, bulls at one point thought this was a good value. Now the bears are going to say, nope, price isn't going to go past this. So there's a great chance we could see some resistance here soon at 113. But between 102 and 113, anything could happen. So we're looking pretty good here in that sense. Overall, not terrible for Aave. We're still under 50 on the RSI. I don't love that. I'd like to see more, or at least higher than that, based on that simple fact that, as you can see, when the price action comes below 50 on the RSI, it stays below. All right. And obviously, inverse applies as well when it's above. So again, we may not see that happen, but generally speaking, this line here is very synonymous in a lot of ways with 113. So we could see that resistance level hit there, that little shelf, but what we need is more volume in that regard. In other words, we need to see a lot more volume, continuation to the upside here, or to allow that continuation to the upside. Because if you can see, obviously, I know this is a strong sell-off day, but when you have large volume, there's a lot of movement. It kind of is just the natural way of how trading works, right? More volume, more volatility, you'll see better things happen. That being said, the price action is moving its way up here. Definitely looking pretty good. And if we have volume continue to increase over the next couple of days, we can expect the price point to maintain itself. So all good stuff there in that sense. Obviously, definitely looking really decent on the daily. Once again, minus that resistance area that we're trending into right now. We do have a MACD convergence, which is nice. Not something that I use 100% foolproof all the time, but it does kind of add to the fact that we are actually in an upswing right now, and it is making effectively higher lows. All right, potentially higher highs too, but it kind of hit this little shelf here recently of 92 and now it broke out, so it is looking pretty good. 4 hour, what we want to kind of extract here is, of course, we're above both moving averages, 50 and the 20. That's fantastic. Stuck under the 200, but most coins are like that right now as well. In fact, not a lot of coins can say that they're actually above both of the moving averages here. So it's a really good sign there. Just note that we're close to 70 on the RSI, getting potentially rejected out there. So the likelihood of the price just shooting straight up from here is pretty low, because 70 on the RSI on the 4 hour is typically a very strong resistance. So just be mindful of that. And if we take a look at, see here, let's look at the 1 hour, and I'm curious about TD sequential. I feel like we're getting close to an exhaustive state, and we pretty much are right there. So If you see we're at a 9 on TD sequential, really just implies that we should expect some consolidation sideways. The price should not move up higher from here, at least in the immediate future. If we consolidate above support level here at 102, then we can probably push our way back up to 113 and get that, face that resistance level. But as we can see here, nice, good, solid amount of volume. So again, obviously this is a weekend volume and this is potentially the weekday volume, but for lack of better terms, that's a very, very good sign. We need to see more volume to allow this to continue to maintain itself. So ultimately looking pretty good. Just note that being at a 9 here, we could have some kind of pullback. It may not pull back lower than this point, which would be great. But if it does, I wouldn't be super concerned, because as long as the next low isn't lower than this here, then we're in pretty good shape. Because when you're moving up like this, you want to make sure your next higher low is higher than the previous high. Okay, so the previous high right there is about 97. If we were to round up a little bit. So a price point, the price comes down to 97, we'll still be in good shape. All right, so we're hoping for a close above 97, but preferably 102, right? Very last thing to look at would be the Ichimoku cloud, and we can see we've been above for some time, and this is concurrent with the MACD convergence on the daily and the 4 hour. So generally speaking, Aave is looking all but positive here. There's really nothing that I can see that's disadvantageous for the moment. Just bear in mind, Bitcoin isn't out of the doghouse just yet. We need to close above 30,300, or no, sorry, 30,500, I think it is, in order for us to be able to get that continuation higher, because it has this really strong resistance level at 30,003/30,500. So that being said, if Bitcoin were to misbehave and come back down to 29,000, you could expect a correction that might be larger than what we want. So just be mindful of that. It could look something very similar to this, right? That's what a correction looks like from Bitcoin for Aave, right? But the fact of the matter is, it's doing really well compared to other coins. So if you're going to add to your position now, it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. It does feel like it wants to continue higher. Just know it may not continue higher for another 12 to 24 hours based on it being a bit on the overextended side for the moment, but it still definitely has strong potential to continue further. So I would say keep your eye on this one. It's definitely a good one. Should definitely continue to recover. Once again, pending Bitcoin does something, it doesn't do anything nonsensical, right? That's kind of how it works. We always have to kind of live with that and deal with that clause. So again, if you found benefit, do me a favor. Comment below, like, subscribe. Just humbly ask that you support the channel if that is something that you like. If you want to become a better trader, of course, I'd love to get to know you better and work with you directly. CryptoCache.tech is the site, link in the description below. I do offer discounts for military and third world countries, so message me if you have any questions there. Otherwise, I do look forward to working with you. And thanks again to all my current community members. We have over 200 active members right now. It's an amazing experience, so I greatly appreciate you. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you.